Hello, everybody, and welcome to the GridIrons Recap, sponsored by the attorneys at Keller and Holland and the Jason Coronio's team of Country Financial out in Libertyville. I'm Dan Irons at Barrington High School, where the Broncos have moved to 2-0, getting revenge against Prospect and Warren in weeks 1 and 2. I'm here with two stars of the game. They did it on offense and defense. Nick Peipert, 5 TD tosses tonight, and then Devan Van Ness here had one of the key plays of the game when it was 28-14 to stem the tide. Barrington comes out with a 49-14 victory. Nick, just talk about being 2-0 and, everything's working on offense and defense tonight.
Well, man, it's great. Those two teams were two teams we played last year, and they punked us last year by a lot. So it feels good to get back at both of them. And O-line played great once again. That game was meant for Brian Tolman got hurt in the first half, and then we put up 49 points for him.
And then over on the defensive side of the ball, Devin, 28-14, driving down the field. I think they were on like the 15-yard line. You come in, force the quarterback to have an errant pass, and then Brzezinski gets the interception, and then that's all she wrote from there. Just talk about the defense tonight as a whole.
Man, we've just been working so hard since, after we got punked last year, 4-5, terrible season. Our coaches said we're starting right away. So a week after our season, we get to lift in morning lifts. We got to work, and our coaches, they prepared us great. Every single one of us, D linemen, linebackers, and DBs, we all did our jobs today. Our coaches say alignment and assignment. We did that today, so came out with the win.
All right, congrats. Hey, we got a lot of highlights. Let's get to them. Big turnout in Barrington Friday night for the clash between the Broncos and the Knights on senior night. Barrington won the toss and deferred to the second half, so Prospect got first crack at getting on the scoreboard. But the Broncos defense had other ideas. Devan Van Ness gets the sack early, and the Knights went 3 and out. Broncos opening drive proved to be a little more fruitful. Facing 4th and 3 at the Knights 6-yard line, Nick Peipert finds MSL West Player of the Week, Matt Marusic, for 6. PAT is good. 7-zip home team at the 7:54 mark. Later in the opening stanza, Prospect got tagged with a running into the kicker penalty that kept the Broncos drive alive, and Peipert made them pay. Hooks up with Will Naza on a 40-yard bomb, and it was 14-0 Barrington with 4 and change in the first, and that would be the score heading into period number 2. And in the second QT, 5:41 left till intermission, and it's Peipert, 3rd TD toss of the half, this time to Connor Fitzpatrick for a 21-0 edge. Knights would show some fight late, benefiting from a few penalty calls in a game marred by them. Junior running back Noah Easter, 3-yard TD run, cuts the deficit to 21-7 with 3:18 to go to the break. That margin was short-lived, though, as Dylan Fitzpatrick explodes for some chunk yardage, 53 of them to be exact, knocked out at the 2. He'd score on the ensuing play out of the Wildcat. Broncos 28-7 with 1:07 to halftime. Again, penalties help Prospect matriculate down the field swiftly, and with no time left on the clock, Prospect signal caller Jack Scoob absorbs the punishing blow and gets it for 6, 28-14 Broncos at the break. It seemed as if the Knights would inch closer early in the third when Prospect blocked the Broncos' punt, but with the Knights set up deep in Bronco territory, it's Van Ness with the QB pressure, forces an errant throw right into the waiting hands of Jack Brzezinski to thwart the drive. Barrington then rode that wave of momentum as Fitzpatrick danced into the end zone from 16 yards out with 5:10 left in the third to make it 35-14. Just 29 ticks left in the third, and it's Peipert working his magic again, finds Matt Kania from 5 yards out to make it 42-14. The Broncos defense was still flying around, even up 28. Here it's Marusic with the pick. They add on a late score to make it 49-14. Peipert with 5 TD passes in the game, and the Broncos are moving on to 2-0 with a big win at home. Well, hey, that's it from Barrington High School. For GridIrons, I'm Dan Irons.
Show me up, get up, get in there, let's go.